Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Saturday Nights. Thanks for joining us here after a hopefully lovely holiday week for those of you that are celebrating. For everyone else, welcome. Hope you got through it without too much stress or a headache. We are back and ready to play some Dur and Durs, but we're going to I'll do a couple of announcements for things that are like coming up and other things that are happening leading into the new year. We have, let's see, I think we're planning to do a Destiny raid stream tomorrow if everything holds up. We tried to do it a couple weeks ago, and like I said, holidays, schedule change just didn't work out. So we're going to try it again tomorrow. Should be starting around 4:30 Eastern time, but we'll give some heads up and tweet out when we're going live. On Wednesday of this week, we will be having the next episode of Tidefall on New Year's Day. So come hang out with us for that. And then on Thursday, we'll have the next All Myths Are True. That's this week, right? And then we'll be back next Saturday to continue this game. Some other things that are coming down the pipeline. We have a Pathfinder game that's going to be starting on the, I want to say 12th or 17th. I don't remember. 12th? 12th. That's going to be starting on the 12th of January. I'm going to be running it. All of these fine folks are going to be in it. And it's going to be sort of a 10-ish episode run of a Pathfinder campaign that I'm going to be coming up with. We're going to play second edition because none of us have played it before, so sort of a good chance to play test it, see it for yourselves. None of us have, or very few of us have, any experience playing Pathfinder, and I don't think any of us have any experience playing Pathfinder second edition because it just came out. So like I said, the 12th of January, come hang out with us. That'll be on weeks that are going to be alternating from Slang 101. Otherwise, everything else is business as usual. You can check out our schedule below here on Twitch, or go to our website, ggk.smvi.co. Links to everything there. I think that's it. Can't think of anything else. Does anybody have anything they want to promote or plug or any good stuff? Okay, cool. That was the most succinct and professionally I've ever gone through that. So thank you. We will, let's go ahead and get back into the game. Let's recap, because it feels like it has been a month since our last game, even though it's only been a week, because so much has happened this week. And I think I need to change the music to something a little more moody. Let's go with suspense. This might be too moody.
Sandstorm.
I don't know if this is the one that has the sting in it or not. I think it does. Yeah.
I was ready.
I'm gonna go
waiting on it.
This one. Yeah, I like this one. Okay. Last time on Saturday nights, the Hope of Vagrants, a newly formed guild within the country of Ishfornen, having returned from the depths after a harrowing journey into the plane of the Hell Plains, there have found a bit of respite within the city of Quildun. You had your little bit of a vacation, got some much needed rest and relaxation, but were given a warning through a prophecy provided by your good friend Matthias. His patron Pensalia, mistress of fate and destiny, warned you of a destiny, an event that you must seek to circumvent. She advised that you journey to the Moon Citadel to seek a child of ice and stone within, and seek the source, whatever that might be. You very quickly made your way there through a teleportation spell and use of the great axe, the Dragon Maru that Chad had recovered many months ago. You broke through the wardings there and were immediately set upon by a set of storm giant quintessence, seemingly guarding over this giant fortress. You defeated them, newfound power whelming within you, and journeyed into the citadel itself. From there, you found yourself in a massive audience chamber, a grand hall, where you saw the source of this magical warding and a throne occupied by a long dead giant emperor. And sitting next to that throne was a Goliath, wearing impressive armor and playing a lute. He introduced himself as Mazar, and quickly advised you that, or you were able to deduce from speaking with him, that he's thousands of years old and the current protector of this citadel. He warned you to leave. You did not heed his warnings and were attacked by the steward, a massive mechanical abomination that set upon you and messed y'all up quite a bit, but you were able to defeat this undefeatable champion, impressing and gaining the attention of Mazar, who told you of his purpose here, of a calamity that befell this emperor when he was given a gift, a box with 8 locks upon it, that seemed to, or was rumored to, hold the source of all magic. Mazar betrayed his emperor when the emperor threatened to unleash this magic for their own purposes, slaying him and many of his brothers in arms. You attempted to gain more knowledge from Mazar, connecting a few things with Hilda's past, the keys, the bells that she currently holds. But before you were able to gain all the information you needed, you heard a ringing emanating from the heavens themselves. And upon the sixth, the chime of the bell, you were, the 4 of you, transported to a familiar white space, a chamber with 6 thrones and 6 magnificent and glorious entities sitting upon those thrones, the gods of the paramount convergence themselves. And you heard the speaker of which, Gethys, proclaim that the Arbiter had returned. And that's where we pick up from our last session. All 6 of the gods themselves now looking down upon you. What do you do?
Put my gun away.
Okay.
And we can see each other.
Mm-hmm. You can see the 4 of you alone, standing there.
Does somebody have something they want to tell the group?
Shad's gonna kind of look at Jules and like, you're the one who knows these people.
I think Jules looks mortified. She does not hide her feelings very well. And I think probably is ignoring everyone else, trying to figure out what's going on. And then I think probably drops down to one knee because she doesn't know what else to do in the presence of her literal god.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've been traveling with me for a while, Jules. Just
with a heavy clanking of metal, Jules drops to one knee reverently. There isn't really much of a reaction by the gods themselves, but Gethys does nod and says, "Stand, child. Reverence is not needed. We summoned you here for a purpose."
Okay, she'll stand back up.
What sort of purpose is that, if I might ask?
It is a complicated and long story to tell, but one that I believe the four of you have heard. Tell me, do you know of a being known as the Arbiter?
They were a being sent by your holinesses, excellencies, well, by most of you, to judge the mortal races. But then we learned that they were perhaps already biased and conspiring with someone to, look disfavorably upon said races. Could have also been the Awakened. This is a mixture of Chad not remembering and Alex not having access to his notes.
Oh no. Some stuffed things.
Arisha sits forward and says, "You are right on some accounts. They were tasked with the judgment of your race or your precursors during a time of much strife and uncertainty. The Arbiter is a being of great power, one both of the six and separate from the six. We, as we sit here, created the Arbiter through our actions and entrusted with them a great purpose. Their task was to judge our creations and our actions entirely independently of this council. And should our actions be weighed unfavorably, they were granted a portion of each of our power so that they might stand against us and the things that we created. We have existed for much time without them due to our imprisonment and theirs. And as such, things have shifted. Events have taken place over the past millennia that we could not foresee or intervene with due to our condition. And as such, she looks amongst the other six, and you can see some of them sitting more imperiously, confidently. Others you see looking slightly uncomfortable, which is a strange expression upon a god. She says, "This council has determined that it is necessary for the Arbiter to return and to deliver the judgment that they were unable to do so."
Oh, but if they have also been imprisoned for the intervening time period, are they caught up on current events? Can they deliver an appropriate judgment?
I believe that they are, for their imprisonment was different than ours, where the four of us were locked away, isolated from our creations. The Arbiter was, they were delivered a different fate. Their essence was separated, divided through arcane and lost magics. And these vestiges of the Arbiter were Well, they were distributed amongst the remaining mortal races. You might even call these the fragments of a soul. And from there, they were infused into 4 living beings. And from that point, for thousands of years, they have passed down from one generation to the next. Always drawn to each other. You see, in the Age of Heroes, they came together, forming a group known as the Falcon Guild. Now, at that time, we were imprisoned, and the Arbiter could not be released from their containment, and as such, these members of this group lived and died, never knowing their purpose. And these fragments, these essences, were passed on through one powerful figure to the next, until they arrived with the 4 of you.
We got this essence from purifying 2 artifacts that have been infused in archdevils. I'm simply curious how this essence may have gone from mortal races into beings of the depths.
The essence that you encountered within the depths was a catalyst, you might say. Sparks of divine energy sealed long ago with the formation of the depths. The essence of the soul of the Arbiter has been within you since your birth.
I wonder if my stepmother knew that much, or if there was others. There were other reasons for that, obviously, but
it's unlikely any other mortals would have knowledge of this. The name of the Arbiter itself has been erased from living knowledge upon Sarthia. Only through your contact with the divine essence were you granted fragments of the Arbiter's memories and made aware of their existence. The process of retrieving the essence of the Arbiter is not something that will harm you in any way. You have simply been carriers for something beyond your control. It has endowed you with great power, potential beyond those of other mortals. But the changes are irreversible, I'm afraid. The powers that you have obtained will stay with you.
Interesting.
Etha speaks, who's been quiet most of this, speaks up and says, "But the return of the Arbiter is needed at this point."
Why now?
I do not know. We have been deliberating over this for, well, much time in your perspective. Hundreds of years have passed with us sitting in council to make this decision. But for whatever purpose, fate or destiny, or merely a coincidence of the alignment of stars, we came upon this decision today.
What is it you wish us to do?
There is not much that needs to be done, only your cooperation. Orisha will prepare the ritual so that the Arbiter may return. We will hear their judgment based upon the observations that they have made over the past 6 millennia. And by their judgment, appropriate action will be taken. But I will leave it to one, perhaps more in touch with your current condition, to answer any further questions. Nods over to the heavily armored Triton woman, who kind of shifts uncomfortably and says, "All right, I'll help them." She stands up. "Well, come on then. I'll explain what's going on."
All right.
Quick
And she
question to the four older dudes, the older gods, not this new young one who looks uncomfortable. Can I hold up my hand and ask him what 3E means? Because it's really bothering me.
I love it.
You hold out the symbol on your hand, and the I think Denowin looks at it and sort of turns back towards the rest, and Orisha leans forward and she says, "That appears to be a name."
Okay. Do you care to elaborate, or are we just...
Well, the awakened tongue has not been spoken for some time. Let me leave. I believe the correct pronunciation would be Arak, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
She kind of sits back and kind of ponders it for a moment and looks over you curiously before turning back to the others in conversation. And Denowin, who walks towards one of the large sort of glowing portals that leads out from this room, says, "Well, come on then. I have all day anyway. Come on." She walks through the portal and disappears into the light.
Kind of gives like a little sort of a curtsy to the group and then follows down.
God will do a courtly bow.
The four of you proceed through the portal, and you find yourself emerging into a larger silver space, and immediately you hear the rushing of water around you, and you see massive waterfalls that are cascading out of nowhere, descending down into a silver lake. And you're walking along a path that leads through this lake to an island at the center. And Den, as she is walking, says, "I suppose you have a lot of questions. Go ahead, ask."
So, what if the Arbiter just decides that it's time to end everything?
Your perceptions are exactly my problems with this whole thing. I suppose that we just let it all be destroyed at that point. I don't know.
What?
Why?
Tradition, I guess. I haven't been doing this for very long, so I don't exactly have a voice of tenure.
What would you have happen?
I'd leave everything the way it currently fucking is.
I like this god. I'll let you live.
She looks back over her shoulder.
Well, you know, if things come to it, I'm not going to stand by and let you just kill everyone.
Well, we're not going to be killing anyone. Actually, no one would be killing anyone if the Arbiter makes the decision that the creations are not worthy of their existence. It'll simply cease to exist.
Hey, can we not have this thing come back?
That's what we spent the last 800 years debating.
Well, it doesn't sound like you agree.
Well,
Put it
no.
to a vote?
That's the reason we were debating it. You've all reached this island at the center, and there's kind of a rather simple yet ornate space here of you see racks of weapons and some lounging chairs and everything, just these this simple kind of sitting area at the center of this lake, and she immediately kind of crashes down into one of the chairs next to these weapon racks, and motions for you all to sit as well.
Cad's debating just taking one of the weapons off the rack to just idly play with, but we'll
Do it.
Yeah, what weapon doesn't he have right now?
And she looks to you, she says, "I'm sorry, what was your question again?"
Can we just vote?
Well, that's what, as I said, we've been debating, and
then it led to... Who
we
didn't want us? Who said no?
initially it was me, Kune, Orisha and Gethys were abstaining from the vote, and Charlie and Lilavoth were in favor of the Arbiter's return. But after much debate, Kune decided to abstain from voting as well, allowing fate to take its toll, so that left me alone in the vote. So, sort of by default, we are currently in this predicament.
So it is just the four of us that have this sort of piece of the arbiter, you could say?
As I understand it, yes.
And it has seen everything we've seen.
Everything you've seen, everything your ancestors have seen, so on and so on.
Like for our whole life, because there was a dark period a couple of years ago, which... Yeah, I think we'd end the world just on that.
Better hope it wasn't too dark then.
I'm wondering which side of my family it came through, my mother's or my father's. 'Cause those are very different perspectives.
Same.
I don't know exactly how it works, but I don't know if it was done by bloodlines or just whoever was available at the time.
So what happens if it all ends? You just make a new one.
That hasn't been decided yet.
Will we have trial by combat? At least.
Against who?
The Arbiter?
The Arbiter has the power to unmake the Six. Do you think that you could destroy such a being?
Does that mean the four of us have the power to unmake the Six? Jules, why are you shaking your head? It's a possible idea. We're just spitballing here.
Yeah, you
I've
have
never
a lot
been-
of ideas.
I've never been very good at math, so can't tell you exactly.
It doesn't really seem like we're being given the option.
No, your cooperation does help in the matter, but
If we
It
don't
has been
cooperate.
it has been decided by the gods themselves. They would just...
By two of the gods. I'm just pointing out that's
By 5 of the gods.
nah. 3 of them didn't want to say in the matter. They didn't
Silence is
care.
compliance.
My point exactly.
If it's what they wish us to do, we have to do it.
Even if it means the end of everything? I'm like looking at Jules.
They're
Maybe
going
don't
to do
know
it
what
with or without us. And it could
There
not.
has to be another option.
The other option is somehow the Arbiter finds humanity redeemable.
I meant one where he doesn't come back.
It's possible.
We can hope that the Arbiter, saw that we were, on the mortal side when Zariel tried to make similar arguments, similar machinations, but I don't know how much, what, at this point, what we could really do to not let this happen.
The mortal races have accomplished incredible things.
We also kind of started a war against the gods and knocked them away.
Not all of us.
We kind of did split this dude up and put him into 4 different people.
There's 4 people now, but it could have been many more people for us. We don't know how it works.
There were 4 avatars living so many avatar lives and then coming back together into one person.
How will you know the Arbiter is giving an unbiased judgment?
I suppose the others would tell you to take it on faith.
Sort of tired of that already.
And that's coming from a cleric. Like, fate's her whole thing.
As it was mine for a time. I'm prepared to stand in defense of humanity, of mortal races, should it come to pass. As I said, I have not been so long separated from being amongst you that I had forgotten what it's like.
I've heard the stories.
I fear the others don't quite understand the same temptations, the motivations, the imperfections that come with being mortal.
It's 5 on 5. It's a tie. I say we should get a vote. We're part arbiter.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Your vote only so matters as much as the pieces within you. The Arbiter will have the final say.
I will do this.
Well, all right then.
Do we get a chance to say goodbye to people, or is it just...
I don't know. This has never happened before.
Well, I didn't come
It took us
this far.
800... To be completely honest, it took us 800 years to make this decision. I imagine you probably have another 800 more.
No offense, but you don't seem to know much, and you're the person answering all of our questions.
Well, I can answer the questions that I do know. If you don't like it, you can shove it.
I didn't come this far to stand before Gethys and defy him.
Gethys didn't vote.
Gethys has other duties that prevent them from voting. If Gethys could have voted, I believe he would have been on my side. But he stands as in a different position. Anyway, it's probably about time. You can take some moments to rest if you need to. You can stay here for as long as you like, but when you're ready, the portal over there will take you back. Just don't steal anything, all right?
Who was she looking at that point in time?
I think she looks over most of you. Probably Finn, maybe a little bit at Chad.
Yeah, he probably puts a weapon back on the rack.
So we're gonna have a long rest here.
It would be nice to sit and think for a while.
So, Denowin leaves, leaving you all to her sanctum alone.
She's exactly as I imagined.
Really? You would imagine we would be a quarter of an arbiter each?
No, she is.
Oh.
Denowin.
Technically, I was right saying you're the chosen one. Just want to put that out there before we discuss it further.
How long are we going to put this off?
I highly doubt Matthias's little vision was to send us here to end the world.
True, maybe fate has a different idea of how this is supposed to go.
50-50 shot.
I do not like those odds.
Yeah, I never do anything on 50-50.
The better than being struck down and replaced with someone who, would be worse at this than us.
Yeah, I think we get some sleep if we can even sleep in this place. I don't know how that all works. Somehow I feel like the gods are above biological functions, but we rest up, make sure that if we need to, we're at least ready to go down swinging against the Arbiter.
So wait, we know where Jules is standing on this. Where the rest of you.
I just wish I knew what my little bit of the Arbiter would choose. That would be helpful.
What would you choose?
I mean, mankind isn't perfect, but I don't see a reason to end it. Things grow and change and learn, and yes, it's been a long time, but I don't think it should end. And so I'm worried about letting this happen. That if there's a way we could not, I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't let this happen somehow. But I don't know what we can do. They're the gods.
I think it's going to happen with or without us, but if we stun any chance at all of intervening or helping or stopping the world from ending, should the judgment go that way, I think we need to be here in the middle of it.
True.
Because assuming we do somehow make it out of here without them pulling the Arbiter out of us, it's just a matter of time until we eventually die and the Arbiter goes on to someone else and they get it out of them.
And then how to become immortal.
Can work for it.
Plan B, become immortal.
I don't think we have that kind of time, Finn.
Being immortal means we have unlimited time zones.
Well, if I knew how to make us immortal, I probably would, but...
You're a life cleric. It's in your name. Life. Just keep reviving us. We need to find another cleric to revive you.
Are you saying one of me is not enough?
Well, you can't revive yourself.
You don't know
Or
that.
can
Infinite
you?
jewels.
Do you, can't I? Are you sure?
Shall we test?
Are you saying you? Oh, hold. Let's back up. Are you saying you could kill me?
Yeah, easy. I got part armor
I
in
mean,
me.
there's some weapons over there. You guys want to duke it off now?
1v1 me, bro.
Okay. Here's the rules: no damaging the suit or hit in the face.
You're hilarious. Are we actually going to try to sleep here? Or...
Well, I'm looking at Chad, who got punched so many times.
I
by
mean, I
somebody
can fix
could
that.
not miss.
You look
But
pretty
say
rough.
that
I mean, we all
um,
look a little rough.
I can fix that.
yeah, I need at least a short rest. A long rest would make me lucky again.
I mean, I guess we're probably safe.
Can we try and sleep for a long rest and just delay the end of the world by 8 hours?
We're probably as safe here as we are anyway.
It's kind of hard to tell how long we've been here, actually.
I'm gonna try and get some sleep,
Okay.
or pretend to.
Yeah, you guys can rest. Find a comfortable chair
On
to
my
lay
corner
on.
of the aisle.
Pull up 2 lounge
Yeah.
chairs together and
Yeah.
lay across them.
Yeah, perfect.
And then there's something I do want to try before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And let's talk to the voice in my head.
Okay.
This thing's pretty cool.
Okay.
I think you said his name was a rock.
A rock. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, hello.
As you kind of lay down and begin to drift off to sleep, and you think to this being, this entity within your mind, you feel yourself. You feel your consciousness leave you, and you feel that sleep take you, and from the darkness, you hear the voice. As a whisper, and then growing in intensity. You hear them say, Finn, you cannot let this happen.
Yeah, no, I'm not planning on to. Better help though. You're probably lesser of two evils right now.
This would spell the end for everything. You must stop it at all costs.
Yeah, how? Like,
I will help you when the time comes.
okay, I don't have to kill anyone. That's not a god, right?
No response.
I've really only known him 6.5 months. It's not.
And with that brief conversation, sleep takes you as you all drift off to sleep and wake. Well rested. Doesn't seem like you can't tell if time has changed at all, but you all find yourselves rested and healed and rid of all your maladies and ailments and feeling good. So you can gain yourself all the benefits of a long rest. So, after doing so, are you guys heading back through the portal?
I'm gonna ask for a team meeting because the two was rolled. I'm gonna inform them of what my new friend in my head told me.
Do you say new friend, implying that there is an old
didn't
friend?
know. Yeah, and there's an old friend, but I haven't heard from her in a while.
Finn, how many people have been in there, and why are you just telling us this now?
It's only two.
Most people only have one, and that is themselves. So the fact that you
I'm
have
not
a
counting
couple extra
myself.
ones.
Well, Callisto, we have like a dream spirit attached to it. So there was one. She was nice. And then there's the gun. And the gun has taken over since I've had the gun.
Now, is this one the same one who was telling you that if you didn't do what it said, it was gonna, like, burn you up or something?
And it burnt his name on my hand.
Wasn't it like a threat?
I could have misread that.
I know it was like 3 a.m., but I have pretty vivid memories.
I could have
Of you
misread
telling
the
me-
threat to be like him being like, hey, look, here's my name. Call me when you need me.
Listen,
He said we can't let this happen.
okay, we can't sit around for 800 years debating this. The Arbiter's going to come back, and judgment is going to be passed, whether or not we want it to. We're going to have to
You
let
may
that
have-
part happen.
Maybe not.
Literally, the gods will just strike you down, and then they'll just, you know, wait for someone else.
Only 2 of them. 3 of them are abstained and one's on my side.
It only takes
So
one
it's
god to
5v2.
kill you, Finn. We're going to have to let this part happen regardless. When the judgment is passed, we'll figure it out.
I trust you, Jules.
Do you trust us, Jules?
Yeah?
Will you back our play?
I don't like the look you have on your face.
It's just my normal face.
Because if your play is to go in there and outright attack the gods,
No,
no, I won't back that play. Because it's foolish and it's suicide.
I'm not walking in there and just popping shots straight away. I don't actually know what the play is until it actually happens.
So I'm not going to tell you whether or not I'll back it.
Okay. I'm just gonna mutter, I bet you'll play and just walk towards the portal.
I can hear you.
Good. Let's go in the world, shall we?
I swear to God, even if the Arbiter lets all of the mortal races live, I'm probably going to give you to him.
Alright. Well, let's go see what the fate is going to be, I guess.
All right. You all head through the portal and back into that same white chamber with the 6 thrones. And everything's pretty much the same as it was before, except Arisha is not currently sitting in her throne. She is currently in sort of the floor area where you were standing. And she is setting up. She waves a hand over the ground, and you see rising up from the marble itself a small like pillar with a crystal embedded in the top of it, just created from nothing. And she is walking individually, slowly around and creating these while speaking softly under her breath. As the ritual space is created, you see the others that are sitting on their thrones. Gethys speaks and says, "The time for the ritual is almost upon us. Orisha will arrange you as you need to for the revival, and from there you will be free to return to your home while this decision is made. As Denwin has likely informed you, this should be a lengthy process in which the Arbiter will deliver their verdict over the actions they've witnessed, and we will make our decision accordingly." So,
Will we be able to know what the Arbiter had decided?
when the decision is made, it will be announced to the mortal races.
Oh, so everybody gets to know.
Is there like an option B? Like, can we talk on behalf of the Arbiter and be like, yeah, no, we all do.
I'm afraid that is not an option.
Can we make it an option?
The way things have been decided and the way they will play out has been set down in the formation of this council. We created rules that we must abide.
Yep. Technically, only 3 people voted.
Could we not stay to witness the deliberations on behalf of mortal kind?
The deliberations will likely carry on for many years. If you wish to stay, it would likely be until the end of your life. We do not make decisions quickly and without thinking, despite what many of the mortal races and others might believe. We are deliberate in what we do. As I said, there is precedent, principles that we must adhere to. The Arbiter is not separate from those.
It is actually quite comforting.
Are there any other questions?
Do you have a 4 worth around $250?
Do you need something to return here or to return to the plane of Sarthia?
Do you have a collection?
I could create one for you if you
Can we
need.
have one for like each plane? We can never know when we need to go. I'd like to see the rest of the worlds before they're ended.
Very well. He waves a hand over the marble in front of him, and you see materializing there is a silvery metal fork, much like the one that you created for the... I think you had created one for Sarthia specifically. Yeah. And he hands it over to you, and he says, "That should take you anywhere that you need to go."
I'm putting you in the same column as the other lady we just met.
Arisha finishes creating the last pillar, and she says, "All right, it is ready then. Please, the 4 of you, step forward."
I do actually have one question. What can you tell us about the source? Because we were on sort of a quest from, what's her face, the goddess of fate,
Pensalia,
that seemed to be leading us towards the source, and it was in pursuit of that quest when you all summoned us here.
Unless that had to do with you.
She sort of tilts her head and she says, "The source. I am familiar with it from my time walking amongst the mortal races. Said to be discovered by Christian Roran and his cohort many, many centuries ago. Its location has been warded using the same magics that likely came from our imprisonment. I do not know its precise location. It was a font of great power and a great thorn in the side of many deities, as its power could be used to unravel much of our creations."
All right, so if this quest does lead us to finding it, don't let it out. Good to know.
I would not recommend it.
Unless.
But
into everyone's head, I'm going to go option C.
be that as it may, should not impact our deliberations here today. Shall we continue?
Right.
Is this gonna hurt?
No, I don't believe so.
Hilda, you can go first then.
Oh, thanks.
Welcome.
Actually, we shall be doing this all at once. So all 4 of you now, towards the center. And as she ushers you towards the center of this circle of pillars, Finn, you feel a warmth in your head, and you hear that voice says, "We must stop this now." And you find your hand moving almost of its own accord towards your pistol. Do you resist?
Half-heartedly.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
I'm just gonna look awkwardly at everyone else. So what? So it's an 8?
Without even really realizing it, and nobody else seeming to notice immediately, you draw the pistol from your coat or your belt or wherever the holster is for it.
I can just conjure it.
Okay, it's not so it falls into your hand, and as you draw it, you find it again. Your arm moving independently of you, and training the gun directly at Hilda.
Oh, now I'm gonna resist.
Okay. As the gun is pointed towards Hilda, to the back of her head, I think you're standing behind her. I'm going to have you make a wisdom saving throw again. I'm going to have Jules and I think Jules and Chad perception checks.
Could I potentially cast the spell before I shoot?
Potentially. What's the spell?
Scatter.
What's
And
that?
I'll choose. So scatter, I can. It's
Click.
5 creatures of my choice that I can see within range. I can teleport to a different location within 120 feet.
Okay.
Just move her out of the way.
Actually, that's really good. So yeah, I'll have Jules and Chad still make the perception checks. And let me see what you guys get first.
14.
24.
24. Okay. Chad, I think you're very overwhelmed by everything going on right now. A lot of shiny objects. So you don't notice it immediately. Well, you do notice, and Jules, you see Finn begin to draw the gun out of the corner of your eye, and as you react, you look over, you see the gun trained at the back of Hilda's head, who I think is also watching this ritual, probably with some amazement, trying to understand the machinations of it. And immediately as the gun is brought up level with Hilda, there is a flash. Okay, so who do you trade places with, Finn? Or who do you trade move around? Do you just move yourself to where you're not pointing the gun at anyone, or are you putting somebody else in the line of fire?
I guess I'll try and move Hilda away, but I'll also move myself to I'm picturing the white room in Matrix where it's just white and there's really no corner.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and just move myself as far as I can away from everyone else into a corner, and hopefully just tempted to move a god in front of me, but I think it's best not to.
Okay. Yeah. And instead, everyone kind of, there's a flash of light, and Hilda is suddenly standing about 10 feet away from where she was currently, probably just on the outside of the circle. And Finn is teleported completely the other side of the room, and there is an explosion as he pulls the trigger on the pistol, firing it into the ground.
Finn, what's going on?
Wait, did I see all this happen?
Yeah, you did. And Finn,
I
need you to make
bull rush Finn.
Okay, Finn, make another wisdom saving throw too. Just without advantage this time.
I am
just a
so
regular
tired. Jules is so tired of you motherfuckers getting possessed.
Can I use my reaction to do my advantage? Just to...
That's pretty high.
Yeah, you can use your reaction to the advantage. Sorry.
Okay, so that's still a 23.
23. Okay, so
That's still
you
pretty
you resist and you gain control of your arm again, just in
as-
time for Jules to come rushing forward. Make an athletics check, Jules.
Okay. Guess who has proficiency in
Not
athletics
me,
now?
because my athletics
It's me.
-2. I get to acrobatics my way out of this, don't I?
You can. I'm going to give you a disadvantage on it though.
25.
Okay.
So I got disadvantage from acrobatics check too.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Wham! Jules just rams right into you, and you are just leveled on the floor. And I think the wind is knocked out of you for a moment.
I just want to whisper to Jules. I don't think this plan of listening to the gun is a good one.
Was that you?
No,
Or was that someone else?
that was a rock. I need a paper to beat it.
Is the gun spilled out on the floor? Or is it still in Finn's hand?
Yeah, I want to say that he dropped the gun.
Chad's gonna go over and try and just drag a Maru full down on it.
Oh, whoa. No, I'm conjuring that thing back. That thing's not being destroyed. I put work into this. We can just deal with the voice later.
But also, you almost just shot me.
No, I didn't.
Okay, a couple things are going to happen.
Can you even
right
see,
here.
Chad?
Yes.
I might be ice, but I am not made of glass.
Yeah, I think we'll need an initiative. Well, that's gonna heavily
okay.
look towards.
Everyone's
Wait.
gonna roll
Oh, well, yeah, we know
themselves.
what's gonna happen.
Once again, I'm gonna give Finn a disadvantage on initiative check, and Chad, you get a regular initiative check.
Okay.
I think this is still heavily weighted towards Finn, but we're gonna see.
Yeah.
17. Okay, so that could be beat.
I'm gonna try my legend point here.
Okay.
Let's use a different die though. Nope, still only a 13.
13. Okay. As you bring up the sword to slam down on the gun, it just dematerializes the second before you hit it, and vanishes.
I put it away.
What is going on?
If I let you up off the ground, can you control yourself?
Always.
Obviously
Except for
not.
that split second, which I did.
You listen to me.
It's not always.
If I see you so much as look menacingly in Hilda's direction again, I'll smash your fucking throat. In front of the gods and everybody.
The fact that I'd moved her out of the way of me somewhere else is just give us any
It's
sign that I didn't want to do it.
Finn, it's not you I don't trust, but the thing is in your head.
Okay. Luckily, you didn't back my play. Well, Hilda's technically lucky you didn't back my play.
Extremely. Are you okay?
Yeah, sweet. So, with all this armor, you're kind of heavy. I'm not that strong. Having trouble breathing.
I will help him up. But I
Okay.
do not let go of him. His
Okay.
arm.
All of the gods in the room
Yeah, what do they do?
have been watching this curiously. Arisha has watched that entire exchange. They don't seem really concerned. I don't think you imagine they're too afraid of guns.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really a lot of reaction. They watched the scuffle, and Arisha says, "Is everything all right?"
Option D, I didn't agree with.
Then were you going to shoot me?
I wasn't.
Looked like you were.
The new voice in my head wanted.
Kettle looks very sad.
I didn't want to.
Well, we should go ahead and get this over with before there's any more shooting.
I think it's a sign we shouldn't do this.
Finn, if you ever give me shit about the times that I attacked you again, you just shut your damn mouth.
I at least moved out the way and didn't hit a friendly ally. I like how we're bickering in front of the gods.
I'm sure the gods have seen much worse.
They all
Do you
nod.
think this is going to be frowned upon in the judgment?
No. It wouldn't if I was judging you.
Like,
You did move
so
her out of the way.
You're all led into the ritual center.
I have like a death grip on Finn.
Yeah, holding on to Finn. Finn, that voice
Hey,
doesn't
which arm
seem...
do you hold your gun with?
willingly, the right one.
That one.
Unwillingly, I don't know. I didn't control it.
He uses his foot to summon the gun. Okay, so you all step into the circle, and Arisha says, "All right, I'm going to begin this now. It shouldn't take very long. Just stay as still as you can." And she waves a hand over the pillar nearest to her, and it lights up. And she continues to walk around the circle, doing the same. And the pillars begin to illuminate one after another, and you all feel this humming as you do, like this resonation that seems to resonate something within you. And as she raised her hand over the last pillar, there is a ringing noise that grows almost uncomfortably loud, that is sort of surrounding you, coming from all directions. Seems to be coming from all of the pillars at once. And just when it gets to be to a point where you feel like you can't bear it, there is a glow. And you feel yourself move, but you realize that it's not your body that's moving, but almost seems like the room itself almost shifts slightly. And you watch as a spectral form of yourself sort of steps out of your own body, until each of the four of you sees a sort of translucent, ethereal shape, roughly the same size as yourself, standing in front of you. And one by one, each of those shapes walks towards the center, the centralmost point of the circle, and sort of steps into and overlapping one another. And as the final piece comes together, that ringing amplifies just for a second, and you all find yourself covering your ears and closing your eyes as there's this flash of light, and then it stops. And the ringing stops. And everything returns to a calm state. And your vision takes a moment to come back, until the four of you see, standing in front of you, a familiar form, the one that you had seen from the visions, the body that you had inhabited previously. And though this is someone that you've only have seen and experienced a couple of times, there's this innate sort of familiarity to them, like an old friend you had forgot about. And you see this tall, thin person, sort of androgynous, wearing a long a white robe with a silver breastplate overlaid on top of it, and a waist cinched with a golden cord. They have long black hair that is trailing down to almost their waist, And on one of the strands, some of it is braided, and that braid is falling down to the front. And their eyes have this golden silver glow to them. And as they form there, immediately you see them drop down to one knee, sort of in this exhausted posture for a moment. And then slowly they stand back and they rise, once again taking on a towering height, maybe 7 feet tall. And once again, very, very thin and slight. You see the 6, Arisha goes and sits upon her throne, and the Arbiter, as you know them, looks around and looks over the 4 of you, and then looks up to them. Finally. And you see Gethys, or you hear Gethys speak, and he says, Arbiter, we apologize for the time that it took to restore you to this form. We once again task you with your purpose. We have been deliberating for some time and require your aid in assessing the actions of the past few millennia, of which I am sure you are aware. There will be some time to acclimate. We have much to discuss here. And the Arbiter holds up a hand and says, there's no need. I have made my decision already. And everyone is quiet for a moment. And Gethys says, no, I believe much has changed since you were gone, but we still, as the 6, must hear your judgment and weigh the findings of your investigation from the Awakened Wars. And then on top of that, the time that has passed and the actions of the mage Crestian Roran, as well as the wars leading up to the resurgence of the Demon Queen. There's much we must discuss here. And once again, the Arbiter cuts him off and says, I have thought long enough on all of this. You have created me for a purpose. One, to judge and weigh the worth of this universe and its inhabitants. And my judgment comes down on not the creations, but its creators. And you see the Arbiter step forward past all of you towards the 6, who again sort of move uncomfortably. And you see Den stand up, and she says, what gives you the right to do that? And the Arbiter says, I have been given this right by the creators of my purpose. I know not. This entire endeavor grows weary, and I see that it has come to its inevitable end. My judgment upon the 6 of you is that you have failed in your purpose, and for that, I reclaim what is mine. And you see them hold out a hand, and you watch as the 6 gods begin to cry out in pain. What do you do?
Now, hold on. What? I'm not, the best at history, but doesn't this make you more or less the same as the Demon Queen, trying to usurp the power of the gods for yourself?
Over the cacophony, he says, the Demon Queen did not have the right to take this. I have been granted with such authority by these 6 before me. The power they have invested to me is but a fraction of what I am owed.
These are a different six, and those with privilege and power need to use it responsibly, not for their own gain.
Looks over towards you, making eye contact from that sort of imperious posture, and says, "And what gives you the right to impose such rules upon me?"
Seeing as I am apparently 1/4 your daddy, I think you need to go to your room.
I don't step away from Chad.
And
Even
this
I'm
is
not
why they
back.
didn't put him in charge of the city.
Oh, I want the 1/4 your daddy thing on a t-shirt. Okay, so the arbiter looks down upon you, and yeah, I'm just gonna do. Let's see. Make a. Let me double check. Oh, actually, no, I don't think this will affect you. I think they speak a word in your direction, and you feel yourself lock up for a second, but it does not seem to have any other effect. And they cock their head when that happens and says, "You are more powerful than I gave you credit for. Perhaps that explains some of this then." And there is the one last surge of power. You watch as 6 lights come are pulled from the 6 deities before you, and each one of them collapses to the ground, alive, but that same shine and luster and power that you saw emanating from them is gone, and it trails off into the arbiter. And yes,
We're just gonna go.
And you see them whelm with power, and they begin to ascend off of the ground. And as the 6 are recovering and looking up, and you hear Arisha say, "You can't do this. This shouldn't be possible." You see the arbiter says, "I will make all things possible. You created this world from the chaos that rightfully ruled before. I shall return the universe to its rightful state." And there is a flash of dark energy off of them, and you see these tendrils of power coalesced in this sort of black and translucent tendrils that begin to strike out at and connect with the foundations of this room around you and begin to sort of corrupt it. What do you do?
How many people can you teleport, Jules?
Should we get out of here?
How many people can Jules teleport?
I'm lucky.
For a plane shift?
Yeah. So we have our skeleton key for
9 people. Me and 8 people.
Yeah.
I believe there's 8 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, there's 9.
There's 9. There's 6 gods
Yeah.
I can't count.
and 4 of you.
Yeah, it's
How many
me.
times
Yeah,
can you
me
cast this
and
spell?
8, so 9 total.
Oh, you and 8?
Oh, you and 8 other people?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Then
no.
So I can do math.
So, well, you said.
I said
you
there's
and,
8 of. Is there 8 of you?
yeah.
But I can't count
there-
6.
There's 9.
No, there's not. There's
6
9 of
gods,
them.
3 of them.
10 people total,
Math.
and then the arbiter, but we're not trying
Yes.
to take them.
No,
10
we don't
people
want him.
total.
So one person.
Then where did
How
you?
many
Why did you
times?
say 9?
Who's on first?
How many times can you cast this spell?
Listen,
Oh my gosh.
a couple. If you're gonna tell me I'm wrong, then you have to be also not wrong.
That's not true.
You
I can always
cast
be
it how
wrong.
many times?
I can cast it a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple means 2.
That's a lot. Technically, I can cast it 4 times, but
Okay. Finn's gonna make up for shooting her, attempting to shoot her in the back of the head.
Okay.
Tell you
I
to
mean,
take the mortal gods and the other two people who I didn't shoot. And I will chat with our friend.
That's not dramatic enough. Sorry, continue.
okay. Okay, wait. All right, I'm just assuming that time is stopped right now and we are conversing as players, not characters.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just putting on some dramatic music.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. We're not just sitting here like, hey, what are we going to do?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the thing about it is that I can't plane shift into like one specific spot unless it's a teleportation circle.
Isn't this only like the size of the god area? Isn't that big?
You do have the teleportation circle back at the.
I do.
Yeah, I'm
it's
just
just
thinking
like
about
getting
getting back.
back.
Yeah, to get
Yeah.
back here, I don't know where we are, how big this place is.
He just gave us that fork thing.
I know that's
think
what I'm
you
saying, but I
can-
can't hit a specific spot.
Oh,
I think
okay.
you can send people with the plane shift, though.
I'm looking.
You don't have to go with
Fucking
it.
long spell. Why are there so many words? Yeah, I can specify a target in general terms such as the city of Brass. You appear in or near that destination. You might arrive in the Street of Steel before its Gate of Ashes, or looking at the city from across the Sea of Fire at the discretion. If you know the sigil sequence of a teleportation circle, I can banish an unwilling creature to another plane.
So I don't see why
One.
you couldn't send a willing creature to another plane too.
Okay, but I can only do it to one other creature, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, send it to one person and then take the rest.
Oh god, this is so stressful.
Just leave
Leave
Charlie. We don't need that.
Leave Charlie. Poor Charlie. What did he ever do to you?
Well,
My stepmother worshipped him, so
yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't seem that great.
Okay, is this what we're doing? Are we doing this?
Banish someone, take the rest.
Are we doing this?
I think so.
Okay, we're doing this.
Send one of
Okay.
the gods back and then take them all back to the guild hall.
Okay, so who are you sending first?
Oh god.
I'm gonna
You
bullshit
you
this
should send the
guy.
gods and then send us.
Who's
Well-
no, I don't know that Jules would think about it that hard.
Okay. Yeah. What would you do?
She's probably standing next to Hilda.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna look at Hilda and be like, sorry. And just grab her
Okay.
and send her back.
Oh. Boop.
Okay,
No.
so all of you just look over, see Jules just reach and grab onto Hilda, and Hilda just vanishes and is just gone. Hilda's been raptured. Okay, so
Raptured Hilda.
But we're already in the heaven.
Double
You go
rapture.
around-
you're in heaven.
Double rapture all the way
super
across
heaven.
the sky.
Super.
All right, and then Jules, you and Finn and Chad go running over to where the 6 gods are currently
Yeah.
recovering on the pedestal, and you see them all in sort of their normal forms. Geth looks older and a little more sort of hunched and is having a harder time getting to his feet. All of them just look a little more mortal. So you rush up and
I
you
say, hold on, because we have to be
holding hands.
holding hands in a circle.
I really want to say I told you so.
You didn't, though. This is not at all what you said.
No, I'm saying to the gods. I want to say I told
say,
you so.
hold
Time
on.
for that. All right, you all grab onto your neighbor's hand, linking hands with the 6, and as you look up and you see a rift open up in the ceiling as the walls sort of crumble away, and you just see this well of pure darkness form in the sky as the dawning city collapses around you, seeing the full wondrous plane of the heavens surrounding you being corrupted and taken over by this dark energy, and you hear an immense roar as from this plane, from this darkness, you see a gargantuan creature, a dragon of midnight black, its wings twinkling with the colors of stars themselves, the eyes burning white like diamonds, comes streaking out of the chaos and the darkness, and swoops down, descending upon the city, obliterating it with this planar fire. And with that, there is a rush, and you find yourself in a white space again, and then collapsing into the dark torchlit halls of your guild hall.
I think in a panic, Jules is like, Hilda!
Yeah, Hilda, you appear, and then suddenly everyone else falls to the ground around you. You were there for about 10 seconds before anybody else got there.
Okay, she would have, not knowing what was going to happen, would have cast Crown of Stars.
Okay.
Like, just like ready, like something's good. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Where am I going to get sent to? So she's got these, like, one of these crowns around her head.
Hilda's in battle stance as you all appear.
Oh god, you're alive.
What was that? What?
Not the circumstances under which I wanted to cast that spell for the first time.
Okay.
You're fine, right? Got all your limbs?
Yeah, I feel all right, but it kind of looks at everyone who came along.
Yeah, you see them all collapse to the ground and standing up. You see Den helping, Denowin helping Gethlex to his feet, and you see immediately Charlie. It kind of like runs over to the corner of the room and kind of crouches down and is like looking around and very like, again, a very sort of scared posture, a frightened posture. And all of them sort of stand to their feet, and you just hear Gethys mumble and saying, "This shouldn't be possible. How did this happen?" And
playing our shit.
Arisha just glares daggers over at you. And says,
You're mortal now. I will shoot you, and you won't be able to do shit. Welcome to our world.
I think you've been playing with your gun enough for today.
We're stronger than these people now. They need to show us respect.
Finn, this is not the time.
Well, if they listened to us before, we wouldn't be in this situation.
This is not the time.
Though I do have to say, you explicitly told us the Arbiter had the power to oppose you. Is this not what you expected them to be able to do if it came to that?
Orisha says, "No, their power to stand against us was equal to our own. They had power to oppose us, not to overwhelm us in such a... That shouldn't be possible."
Yeah, then.
They now hold within their hands the power of all creation. They can unmake all of reality.
Didn't you just say they could do that before, though?
There were steps to that process. There were arrangements. There were agreements. The Paramount Convergence was created at a set of principles that all must follow.
Well, we're playing with new rules now. We need a plan.
Lucky for you guys, we don't play by the rules.
Never need rules.
Sunglasses.
Put on our sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
I think the new plan is the same as the old plan. We need to get to the source. And it sounds like we need to let that...
So we're going for option C. Find the source and overrule whoever's in charge.
I think you're right.
Slash kill a dragon. Oh yeah, Hilda, there's a dragon.
Hilda, there's a huge dragon.
There's a dragon, right.
Sorry about almost shooting
It's the
you as
huge
well.
world ending.
You know, in
Just like looks
hindsight,
at you.
if
There
I
is-
did, this wouldn't have happened, and Jules could have revived you. Just
And to Finn's point, there is actually a huge world-ending dragon.
I would never shoot you. And has Jules let go of my arm yet? Am I able to walk?
Well, yeah.
Are you just angrily
Probably.
gesturing with Finn?
I'm
with
just
your
still
hand?
holding his hand. just-
shaking him.
No, I think it's as probably as soon as we got back to the place where we live. She let go of his hand. Words are hard.
As you're having this conversation too, Orisha says, if you know where the source is, that might be our only option at this point.
Well, that's what we were trying to figure
The
out.
child of ice and stone is meant to lead us there.
Where is this child of ice and stone?
We have to go back to
If you
the
point at me, I swear to God.
I'm just going to gesture.
I get this is right there. You don't have all that far to swear.
I swear to him all the time.
I mean, did it seem like... I mean, the Arbiter took your power. Would he come for you further, do you think?
I imagine their goal now that they can possess the power of all creation is to unmake it. We are merely collateral in the process, as we've been rendered mortal.
Right. Well, you can stay here, I guess.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you hear a sound of footstep, like heavy footfalls from down the hall and down the stairs, and coming running into the room.
All the others.
You see
it
Matthias.
Oh.
Who says, "Oh, hi everyone. I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You just left like a couple hours ago."
Just
Stuff has happened.
freaking
Nice.
time stuff.
There's 6 more people you could read the cards to and look after.
Oh, hi. Are these new guild members?
Yeah.
No.
And I'm pretty certain, unless the death says Twilight Dragon or just being unmade, you're gonna be wrong.
What?
There's been a lot that's happened.
Matthias, we have a
Um,
problem.
Okay. Well, lots of problems. We'll figure it out.
It's a problem for future Matthias.
Somewhere all of us need to get back to the Moon Citadel, get Mizar, figure out what he knows. We need to get this show on the road.
That's all gibberish to me, but okay. Do I need to help? Hi, I'm Matthias. So what's your name? And kind of walks over to
The guy with the third eye and the borrowed.
yeah, I
Like
think he
in the
walks
corner, though,
walks
like
over
terrified.
to walks over to
The
Charlie
literal
in the corner.
gremlin.
He looks at him like third eye blinking wildly, and Matthias goes, "Hi, what's your name?" And he goes, "Charlie." And Cox says, "That's a. I imagine your parents were very religious." And says, "Here, let me help you. We got a room for you."
Yeah,
Oh boy.
maybe we just don't tell him.
These are all the gods, ex-gods. Sharon's caring, Jules. Sharon's caring. You have nobody to worship right now
You
except
literally-
the Arbiter.
You literally just like a minute ago were like, yeah, these are new guild members. Is it just, do you just not, when I
You
say
have the
stuff, do
gods
you
as
just like,
guild
are you
members?
cursed?
Do
You
you
just
know
have to argue
how
with
many-
everything I say.
How many other guilds have 6 ex-god members?
Wait, I'm confused. Is he lying?
I would
Like I
never lie
said,
to you,
no.
Matthias.
Then we cannot tell anyone else.
Who's Matthias going to tell? He has no friends.
I'm talking about you! You absolute fucking walnut!
Okay,
I'm
kind of like
sensing a bit of hostility coming from you, Jules.
As they're
Just a
bickering,
bit.
Chad's gonna pull Matthias aside and just be like, look.
Look.
Something happened. There is a being that has usurped the god's power. These are them. We're working on fixing it. But for now, just try not to let any of the gods die. Make sure they don't get themselves hurt while they're here and mortal.
they're mortal again. Oh my gosh, Dad's gonna go drinking probably.
If anybody
the-
can keep the gods alive, it's Matthias.
They're the gods?
Yep. The
Yes.
6.
And I'm going to point to Gethys and the Triton one, saying these two, you sacrifice yourself for. The others were kind of against wiping us all out. So, well, with wiping us all out. So I really don't care about those.
The gods.
Ex-gods.
Okay, then. Well, I'll get rooms for all of you.
Yes.
Always cheerful.
God's staying at our house.
All right.
Just
And
like
Matthias
an average
begins to show.
Tuesday.
This is my worst
Matthias
nightmare.
begins to show the 6 to their rooms.
Oh,
This
baby.
is a sitcom and a half.
6 gods in a guild. It's our new show.
Gethys, you also have a friend outside. Good pockets. If you want to see.
I forgot about Pocket.
Oh, the tree! There is quite a nice shrine that you would
You should try
probably
talking
like a
to
nice
him.
tree.
It's going to be fun.
I will go and see it when I need to go lie down for a moment.
Yeah, do they look just terrible?
Yeah, they look very terrible.
Have they ever tasted chicken?
I mean, they're gods. They're not aliens.
Yeah, but they don't need to eat.
How long has it been?
We created chicken. We know exactly how it tastes.
Why did you make
Wait, which
everything
one come
taste
first
like
then?
it?
The father of all life, Finn.
Get this, maybe you could answer this question. Was it chicken or egg?
Both.
Science have proven it was the chicken.
Can you create a rock so heavy that even you can't lift it?
No.
If an unstoppable force
I
hits
thought so.
immovable objects, what happens?
Wait, we know that one.
Nothing. Just answered all these questions. There's no reason to debate this anymore.
No debate.
Please, rest.
All right.
Our home is yours.
Well, not to keep, obviously.
It's a figure of speech.
All
No,
right,
no, not a keep.
where's
We
our? We
post
should
some
tell him
contracts.
we have some new friends.
Oh,
Well, you were deciding what your next steps are going to be.
we're teleporting
and
back to the other place, aren't we?
we begin to cast for this sitcom.
Please end
let's-
my suffering.
Let's go ahead and take a break.
Yes.
Please End My Suffering is going to be the name of the sitcom.
Please end my suffering.
What happens when a cleric lives with 6
All right.
She
thank you,
kills
everyone.
all of her blasphemous friends.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Those of you that
Oh
can
my gosh.
stand this, we'll be back in a couple of minutes to pick up for the second half of our session. So stay tuned, and we'll see y'all soon. Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Saturday Nights. Thanks for hanging out with us on our break, and we're just going to jump right back in, see what's going on. So anyway, you guys have arrived back at the guild hall with 6 now mortal gods in tow. Got them all put up in some rooms for their safety. So your plan is to head back to the Moon Citadel. Is there anything you'd like to do before that?
Is there, what sorts of preparations should we make? Because I mean, you can teleport us, attempt to teleport us right into the room now.
Do you know the room quite well?
Yeah.
You do.
Just avoid the fishes.
Oh yeah.
We'll still have the folding boat at the ready, just in case.
Just
If we fall into one of those fishes, I'd worry for the boat. Did anyone? No one else used any resources, right? Just me.
I used my level 6 spell
That's right.
to not shoot Hilda in the back of the head.
That's right.
And Chad used his legend point trying to destroy my gun.
That's not going to come
Very
back on a long
rude
rest,
of
though.
you.
I used both my 7th level spells, so just fair warning.
okay.
I have
That's
I have
cool,
all my
but
other
just-
ones left, but
Aren't we just going to pick this guy up?
Well, we'll see.
That's the idea.
okay. Then
Yeah.
Finn would write a note to Hilda. It's a contract saying I promise not to shoot you in the back of the head without warning.
Could we revise it with the without warning part and just not shoot
So
me
you just
ever
want
in
it
the
to be
head?
a surprise.
No, I don't want you to ever shoot me in the head.
Okay, but if you turn evil and it's up to me to save the world,
Then you'll figure out a different way to do it.
okay, I will not shoot you in the head.
Thank you. Though I'm sure you're probably thinking, oh, you could shoot me in the foot or somewhere else, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I can see those wheels turning. All right, let's get out of here before I throw this guy off a cliff or something.
Try.
We are at the top of the city.
I'll complain to a god and be like,
prepared.
Hilda's picking on me.
They can't do anything right
They're
now.
snapping. Leave them alone.
All right, so Hilda, you were going to try to cast teleport again on everyone to take you right into the Moon Citadel.
Yeah, where we last saw our friend Nazar.
Okay.
My friend.
Let's go ahead and throw up the spell description.
Yeah, let me click on it. Boop. And there's a table that. That was very good.
Do you want to share that? with the group?
Please.
okay. It wasn't a very good joke.
It was
I
pretty
liked
good.
it.
I said in the chat, we teleported and say, Heaven's haunted. And then Chad.
Everyone
Heaven's
got
haunted.
their guts.
Okay, so that doesn't have the thing on. Okay. I was looking for that
sorry,
note
yeah, it
first.
doesn't.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just pull it up on the. So I need you though, or because I want you to do it again because I think it's more fun
Yes,
that way.
okay.
So
Wait, do we get in the boat?
yeah, that's the question. Are you guys doing the boat again?
Well,
Please, yeah, I like getting in the boat.
Okay, you guys all climb in the boat again on top of in the guild hall.
Never know, I might roll
Okay.
terribly this time.
Mhm.
And so I think for familiarity, so I wouldn't say you're very familiar with this place because it's a place you'd have to have been very often, is the
Yeah.
exact description.
Okay.
But I'd say it's more than viewed once. So we're gonna go with seen casually.
Okay.
This was
Yeah,
a
I like
casual.
it.
It was a casual encounter.
Yeah.
At the Moon Citadel. So roll your D100.
All right, here goes. Boop. That is 56.
Ooh, just barely on target.
Oh.
Need a 54 or higher.
Oh my gosh, it was just.
So
Just barely or super, we still arrive in the same place.
True.
Yeah. So what happens is you all load into the boat. Hilda, you weave the magics around you, and all of you feel that lurching sensation. Once again, you guys have teleported a lot in the last 24 hours. Probably want to limit your exposure.
There's gonna be some barfing later.
And it with a flash of light, you find yourself looking over and seeing a big pile of mechanical construct, this big orb with the big eye on it that's been sort of imploded, and you look the other direction and you see the dice leading up to the throne, and sitting on that playing the lute is Bizarre, who just stops like mid-song as you teleport in.
That's twice in one day, guys. I'm getting pretty good at this.
That was very good. I think you're gonna be sick.
Do you have
maybe put arms above your head.
Do you have a teleporting boat?
Yes.
Jealous.
Kind of.
Well, for just the low price of information where the source is, you too can have a telephone.
I think we had this conversation. I don't know exactly where the source is.
Well, then you're going to come with us and help us find it.
Fate of the world.
What happened? You were just here and the bells, and then you left.
So, how long has it been since we were here?
Matthias said that was only 2 hours.
Like 30 or 45 minutes.
So
We
we went to
Time is hard. We packed a lot of trauma in the last 2 hours.
the Six summoned us. They brought back an entity that was meant to judge all of creation. They decided that the gods are unworthy, stole their power, and is trying to unmake reality as we speak.
Also, there's an evil dragon.
We don't know if he's evil yet.
People forget that part, but I think it's important.
Oh, fuck.
But yet apparently this source is going to make me stronger.
Yeah, so take us to it, or come with us and help us find it. Your choice. If you come with us,
Jules,
you get to get in the teleporting boat.
You can take us to it, Jules.
Nope, not a thing. Still not a thing. Hasn't ever been a thing.
I can show you where it last was.
Perfect.
That's a little bit more information than we have now.
Yes, anything you have where we could go off of would be helpful.
Well, you know magic and stuff. Maybe you can figure something out. All right. And he stands up and steps forward kind of towards the center of the room, and then turns around and faces the throne again, and kind of looks down at the ground and kicks at some of the dirt and some of the buildup on this stone floor, and then finally kind of pushes down with one foot, and you see a section of the floor kind of slide downwards, and the throne, the steps leading up to it, sink inwards and then slide forwards, revealing a staircase leading down from this central hall, this grand throne room. These giant-sized steps leading down into the darkness. He said, "Down here."
Are there traps?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you can lead the way then.
All right. I didn't realize you were scared.
I'm not scared. I just don't trust you.
That's what a scared person would say. And he starts climbing down the
if
steps.
someone's behind you, they can shoot you in the back.
It starts climbing down the steps.
I'll lead the way.
Okay.
Shaking her head.
Finn then starts racing down the steps in front of him. And again,
I can't shoot you in the back of the head, Hilda.
That's a good point.
I was going to go down. I didn't want to.
Yes, but you almost did.
I didn't. Everyone forgets that part. I didn't.
You and I are going to have a discussion at a later point on the nature of...
The difference between us, Chad, is I didn't attack and hit an ally. You did. Technically,
Semantics. We're
you've
going
done
to
more
have
damage.
discussions on free will. Anyway, we have more important business to attend to.
It's only my arm that was controlled then. I didn't open up the portal to the demon.
So you guys spend the next few minutes climbing down these steps, bickering, and the silent Mazar is kind of in the center of the group, and it's just kind of, I think, smirking is probably the best description. And finally, you reach the bottom, and through this massive hallway, at the very end, there is a metal. It looks like a vault door to a massive vault door. And Mazar says, "It's on the other side of this. I need some help pushing it open."
Shoulders, I got this. I got your front doors open.
I got this. Go, Chad.
Wait, I helped.
Okay, so the three of you help, and I'll say with the three of you, it doesn't take too much, and you push. You get the sense that it's been unlocked, probably since it was discovered that the stuff was taken, and you all three push this massive metal vault door. It swings inward enough so that you all can enter. And upon entering, you see the interior of this giant emperor's treasure hoard, and it is astonishing. There are piles of these massive gold bars stacked up in the corner, each one about the size of one of you. Stacked to one side of the room. There's on the other side of the room are a series of these giant-sized chests that are stacked up one on top of the other, and it's just this massive hoard of gems and jewels and items of unknown rarity and worth.
No, I'm standing right here.
Why are that twins? Like, how many siblings do you have?
I didn't know you could invoke duplicity.
This is bullshit. I can only cast mirror image.
And that's going to end our session for tonight.
It's
Thank you all for watching.
Long since I got you with one of those.
We'll be back next week. Until next time, good game. Good night, Internet. Anyway, so yeah, there's lots of stuff, and I'm going to stop now. And so Mazar leads you to the back of the room where you see there's a series of kind of drawers and like small, like lockable doors that are, again, it's kind of like a safety deposit box. And one of them is currently open. And Mazar points to that one and says, "That's where it was."
You said you didn't see really who took it. Just so
No.
it's gone.
It must have been taken while I was gone.
You shouldn't have left.
Yeah, no shit.
But hindsight is not your power, so
Yeah, you never told us where you were.
It's
yeah.
personal.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to what's more important than, the fate of the universe.
I've done some dark stuff back in my day. I ain't gonna judge.
I met someone, okay?
Well, hey.
No one important. To you,
It
at
could
least.
be important to this situation
Why?
because maybe they led you away so they could steal this.
Or maybe you told them about it.
Yeah. To impress them.
Can you just do your investigation?
We are.
We're doing it right now, but let's take a look.
Was it a gnome?
Why does it matter?
We're just trying to work it, narrow it down. Plus,
It's not-
the height difference would be quite funny.
No, she's not involved with this.
We know it's the sheep.
Remind me, before we were raptured, where were we on the status of Hilda's bells? Is the keys? Is this for once we find the source box?
The bells will open the box. Yes.
Okay.
Do you think you could
Apparently.
maybe use the bells as some sort of, arcane resonance and connecting the bells
Right.
to the box? Is
Like
that a
you did
thing?
the amulet with tracking down Chad when he opened up the portal to hell.
Yeah, maybe they're drawn to it.
It's a good idea.
Have you tried ringing all the bells at once before?
The thought of that terrifies
I
me.
mean, I kind of
Jingle it for
only
dinner.
have 2
Dinner's
hands.
ready, and it's just
What if we all take 2 bells?
I mean,
The earth might
That's very
split in half or
terrible
something.
I'm going to activate my gem of seeing, and I will cast the detect magic eldritch sight invocation.
Okay, so true sight and source
Detect magic.
Taking magic. Okay. Yeah. I think you activate the true sight and the magical fear. I think there's kind of this weird conflicts of the two of them coming together because the detect magic is kind of picking up your own magical vision, but you kind of sift through it and it creates this weird filter over everything, and you see like some magical sources coming from these boxes along this wall that are currently shut, and from the one that's open, you sense this like magical residue kind of coming off, like something very powerful was probably kept there at one point. But what you notice more than anything, I think that stands out to you actually, is at the center of this room, there is a distortion. And it's not currently active, but you almost see this like faint outline of this like this distorted like oval in the center of this room, like a scar in space and time that is healed over. Make an Arcana check for me.
Uh-oh. Seeing 11.
11. Okay, you can't really quite figure out what this is, but you do see it. You notice something in the center of the room here.
I will
What are you looking
describe
at
it to
then?
Hilda and
Yeah.
Jules, but not Chad, because Chad's so smart. I remember from the morning I woke everyone up. Okay, you are not the brightest. You are the muscle. And you were bickering with me earlier.
So
Alright,
Finn the Petty
Yeah.
describes it to Jules and Hilda. You guys can both make Arcana checks if you.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm going to ask our Goliath friend, does he have keys to open up these other chests? These other safety deposit boxes?
Okay.
Yes.
I need to look in and point out the magical ones.
No.
Please?
Let me think.
Can I try and persuade it?
Sure. What do you say?
Yeah. What do you say?
Whatever a 35 gets me.
What do you say?
Pretty pleased with the cherry on top.
Roll with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, I get advantage, so that just makes it normal, right? I get advantage normally because
Just roll again. We'll take the. Oh yeah, it'd be normal. So, let's see. Rolled. Okay, yeah. So that would.
I'm using a luck point.
Oh.
No, my legend point.
Oh
I'm not
boy.
going with a 3 to get 21. 34.
He looks at you for a long time.
I'm a trustworthy guy.
Says, maybe later.
Just hate me.
Hilda, what'd you roll?
19.
Okay, and Jules.
9.
Okay. With a 19, Hilda, looking at or from Finn's description, which I think gives you a pretty good one, you you gather that there was probably some sort of portal that was opened up here, and has long been since been resealed, but that scar is still present from the portal being opened.
So somebody definitely knew that this was here, exactly that this was here, and seemed to have... I can't tell if this was a portal coming in and out or just leaving, but some magic was done here.
Can you reopen it?
I mean, it's sort of a scar. I could try, but
I
there's no
have one
guarantee.
idea, but you guys have never liked this idea in the past. There's a bottle we haven't opened yet.
It's a slightly less terrible plan than it has been the other times, but I don't know if we need to go to that just yet.
Fate of the world is like we could just end any second right now.
Yes, but also it took them 800 years to decide something. Something tells me we have a little bit of time.
They aren't in control right now. It's a dude which literally just went, nah, I've made up my mind. I don't like you guys.
Nah, dog.
Yeah. It's what I'd do. Be like, it's taking too long.
Okay, so there's like there's sort of like the pedestal that whatever this was on.
This is a second
All right,
puzzle
what did you try?
box.
Yeah, there's like a smaller vault in the wall that the box is being
okay.
kept in. Yeah.
Okay, and then the like scar is sort of nearby that.
Yeah, kind of towards the
scar
center of the room. Yeah.
Okay. What else is kept in here? Is it just various magical
I'll point out
riches
the
that
other
we...
boxes and be like, there's a magical item in that one, that one, that one, and that one. And it's now later. Can we open?
Yeah, Mizard nods after Finn says this and says, it was the offerings and the everything that the Emperor owned during his life.
Well, then we know that whoever took this was specifically just coming here for the source. Or else they probably would have taken the other things as well.
You're right. Nothing else was taken. Huh.
Set your heart. What was her name?
She wouldn't know anything about this. I didn't tell her. She... Trust me. There's no connection there.
All right. Well, I mean, I could sit with this here and for a while and study it and maybe figure out where this portal might have led to, but it might take some time. I don't know if that's what we have right now.
Well, we have to do something. If that's the best use of our time, then...
If you want to attune to the gem of seeing so you can actually see it.
That would
Or
be
I can
helpful, actually.
hallucinatory terrain it, can't I?
So you're saying like creating an illusion, the visual that you're seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, it's a pretty simple thing to do with a pretty powerful
Seems
spell.
like a pretty great idea.
Yeah, no, I think you could do that. So you could kind of manifest it so everyone can see the portal. Yeah. Yeah, so you cast hallucinatory terrain, which I think lasts for like an hour or something. It lasts for a long time, or maybe 8 hours. I feel like it lasts for a long.
Casting time. It takes me 10 minutes, and it lasts for 24 hours.
24 hours. Yeah. So you use it and essentially create a very localized illusion. Instead of changing everything and stuff, you just create that rift in the air and sculpt out what
you see me walking around for 10 minutes with my thumb up like an artist. Just,
Just like tweaking it perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't like specifically have a spell for this, but I
Mhm.
do know like I do not know like teleportation circle and teleport and like identify. And I'm wondering if I could like can sit with it and like study
Yeah.
sort
So
of.
I like that. So using a combination of your knowledge of teleportation magics and your
Mhm.
identification, some like divination, a bit, being able to manifest it. Yeah, I'd say you could do that. So there's not really something for this in D&D, but I kind of like it as a little bit of like a big magic sort of thing, to stealing
Yeah.
from Monster of the Week a bit. So yeah, you can do that, and you sort of set up some things. Does anybody want to help with this?
Is this hallucinatory terrain not helping enough?
Oh no, I'd say I'm going to give it advantage for the hallucinatory terrain. I don't know if like Chad's got no magic, so I don't know what Chad could do unless you have an idea. Jules, is there anything you want to do to help with it either?
So cheers, what?
Because you have some knowledge of planar magics and divination magics and stuff.
Yeah.
As a cleric.
Yeah. I mean,
Does
I will.
Chad's
I
blood
will.
open it. Just cut yourself, Chad, and just walk through the terrain. Just.
I don't know. I mean, I could try to help. I don't know if I have like a specific spell.
Do you have anything like divination or anything like that prepared?
Looking.
Is this taking like an hour?
We'll see how the roll goes.
Yeah.
It's more
Probably
just,
not that long.
Okay, well, I'll activate my Pack Keeper spell slot restore in case we get under attack.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay.
I mean, I still have plane shift prepared, but that's a big.
Sure.
Big
So what I'm going to
spell.
have, what I'll have Hilda do is you can roll plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
But I'll give you advantage for it with Finn helping.
Okay.
I'm gonna make trying to shoot you in the back of the head somehow.
Oh, thanks. Okay, let's roll this one. I rolled a 1, but I'm a halfling, so I'm gonna re-roll that.
You do.
Please don't roll another one. I'm very lucky. I'm fairly lucky. Let's see. This would be okay. Just straight intelligence.
If that's what you're spellcasting for.
Yes. Yeah. For
whichever
this,
modifier is
it would
better.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 11.
And that's with advantage.
Not with advantage. Okay, hang on. Well, that's way better. That's 22.
Okay, that is way better.
Yay, advantage.
Okay, so I think here's what happens. The illusions are taking form, so you guys can all see what is going on. And Hilda, you set some markings on the ground, kind of similar to your teleportation circle, but you shifted a little bit to sort of combining your resonance with teleportation and kind of those conjuration magics with a little bit of divination, trying to get a picture of what happened here. And as you finish the spell and then you activate the ruins, there's a flash and you see that illusion that Finn has created kind of shift and take shape. And there is you actually see a portal illusory kind of manifest. Finn, your own control, you feel this like guiding force into your hallucinatory terrain and kind of feel it take on almost like a little bit of a mind of its own as it reenacts this kind of playback of what happened. And you watch as this portal forms, and then a cowled figure steps out from the portal, about human height. And as they step forward, you see them walk towards they're kind of shifting and illusory and a little bit hard to discern. They walk towards the wall and they stand there for a moment. And then there's a pulse of magic that comes off of them. And you watch the wall pop open and the door swings out. And then they wave their hand again, and you see levitating out from that that vault is a about 4 foot by 2 foot golden box, kind of Ark of the Covenant almost. And as it levitates down in front, sort of waves his hand and guides it back towards the portal. As he turns around, you see their form kind of take solid shape once again, and you can see under their cowl, you see an older human man with a kind of silver beard that is well kept and tied in a knot just below their chin. And they are wearing a black robe. And emblazoned on that robe is a symbol that looks a little bit familiar, a symbol of an eye. And you see the man looks a bit familiar too. Jules and Hilda and Chad, you see Sarth, the human mage who you met previously when investigating the Lone Eye.
Oh, I remember.
And he guides the box back through the portal and steps through.
Who's the Lone Eye?
One of
Is
the
that the
bandit
beholder
groups.
dude?
Yep.
I met this dude in my first session. He did not like me.
Oh, that's right. You were there for that. So yeah, I
He
think
did
you
not like
maybe
me.
it takes a second for you to remember. You do remember him when you met the beholder.
Bizarre, how long ago did this theft occur?
Years ago.
But like hundreds or a few, several?
Maybe a little over 20.
Okay, so at least we're probably not dealing with, an also ancient being who doesn't look that old.
I'm gonna kill that bastard myself.
Do you know what this means, guys? I can get my answer question.
We have come across this person before, yes. They appeared to be a human mage working for a not so savory character. But it seems there could be more to him than we thought.
And they took the box.
Looks like it.
Sort of like rubs his head like frustratingly. Says, fine. All right. Well, we need to get it back. If they're,
We do.
clearly haven't used it yet. Don't know how to open it. So
Luckily, we know who to call.
Nah. Her favorites.
Beholder busters.
We can find out how beholders poop.
Oh my gosh.
First question I ever had.
Oh my gosh. Well, we know at least where they were.
Okay, one slight thing I do remember about that place,
Mm-hmm.
didn't they have the last member of this guild join them?
Yes.
Join is a strong word.
Yes, Doug was with us, and he seemed to be under some sort of
Spell.
by the Beholder. By Krillok. Right? What's his name?
Do you know who else would have a bit of information that could help? Our buddy Matthias.
He was there for a long
did?
time.
Maybe he wants to go back.
Doubtful.
I don't want to make him go back, but perhaps he might have seen something. Maybe he might know something. Maybe even saw it and just didn't know what it was. Well, this is very much to go on. Would you like to come with us, Mizar?
I feel responsible for this, so I probably should.
Yeah, you are responsible.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Bit unnecessary.
True.
Dude. He's trying to be on our team.
Let's go back
You
up to
said I
the.
was a chicken earlier. You missed
Well,
that.
maybe you deserved it.
I need to grab a few things from the audience chamber. Let's go back up there, and then we can use your teleporting boat to leave.
Ah, yes, the boat. Yes, we'll use that.
We can't
Nobody
use the
tell
boat
him.
to go back. we can't use the boat to go back. It's not going to fit in the.
We can do
teleporting.
the
No, it
larger
can.
one.
Yeah, it's in our big main hall area. It's a large space. We can put a boat there. We did the boat when we left. All right. Trying to think if there's anything else we should do here while we're here.
Can I try and pick like one of these sanctioned deposit boxes?
I mean,
That's how Finn died.
Chad is about to ask, is there anything in the Emperor's Hoard that you think might be useful in getting the box back?
There might be a couple of things, but
in these 3 boxes.
I don't suppose there's any reason for me to protect the stuff any longer. So, sure. Take what you need.
Okay, what can we fit in the bag of holding?
Very little.
Let's see. There's some stuff. There's not a ton of stuff. What is in there, anyways?
Did anyone
I
fold
haven't
up the
opened that
boat?
in a while. No, I think we just left the boat there. Left the boat sitting on top of the mechanical.
That was my
thing.
assumption.
Yes. Wait,
Hey,
where's
Chad,
the
carry
little sheet
this.
for the?
We're just trying to grab what we can.
Were you asking where the sheet is for the...
Oh, actually, I forgot. Inventory is the folder. Inventory is what's in.
Yes.
There you go. Basically, well, except for somebody. Is anybody wearing the plate armor?
I am.
Okay.
I have the armor and that symbol.
Okay. So most of the things in the folder inventory are in the back.
And I'm assuming Chad is not keeping Dragon Maru in the
Yeah.
bag.
Okay. Well, which one are you gonna open first, Finn?
Yeah, box number 2.
Okay. Here's what I'm
You're
going to
gonna
say.
need time to find these magical items, aren't you?
Go and roll D10 for me.
Eight.
All right. You pop open this one, and
3D bottle. 3D bottle.
inside there's a bottle, a clear bottle with a blue liquid crackling with lightning.
Boring. Throw it towards Hilda. Hopefully she can catch.
You catch it, expecting Finn to do something shitty like that.
What the
All right.
fuck?
Second one, we're going to do this 3 times. Roll another D10 for me.
Is that another
Wow.
bottle of crappy blue lightning?
Did you roll another 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright.
I'm trying to generate a new list, but it's giving me a hard time. Thanks, Dungeon.
It's a
there we go.
Vorpal gun.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a Vorpal gun.
No, it's not. It's
Why
probably
not?
It's worse.
Inside, you almost don't see anything in there for a moment.
Excuse
It's
me.
just-
I have devil sight, true sight, magic
Yeah.
detection.
And
There
it's-
is no way I'm not seeing this.
And that's the funny thing, is that it is pure blackness in there for a moment, and you're trying to figure out what it is, and then you realize that kind of forms like a circle, and inside is just this circular, pure black sphere just hovering there, making the slight humming noise.
That sounds fun. I found nothing, guys. And I'm not lying when I say that.
Nothing.
I don't know what it is as a player either, so.
All right. Well,
Jules, Savannah's face is like, and I tell her, I found
All right.
nothing.
I'm gonna. So there is something in there, or are you
I'm
pulling
going to pull out nothing. It looks like nothing. Can I touch it?
I mean, you could try touching it, but maybe give me a minute to look at it.
Somebody please tell me I can touch it because
I don't know what
I'm
it
an
is
idiot.
either. Okay.
I'm going to stick my hand in that because my intelligence is a 10. Chad, should I touch
Just
it?
going for it.
Does Mazar say anything about this item?
Mazar is just, he says, I don't know what any of this stuff is.
All right. Well, let me look at it before you go touching. I'm just gonna cast Identify.
Okay. You cast Identify, and you identify this object as a sphere of annihilation.
So can I touch it?
You would not recommend
no?
anyone touch it.
Okay. It sounds kind of terrible from the name. I have never seen this thing before.
Basically, it is a 2-foot diameter black sphere that is a hole in the multiverse. It obliterates all matter it passes through, and all matter that passes through it.
How do I move it?
You know that you can attempt to control it by making a intelligence check for you because you're identifying it. It's a DC 25 Arcana check.
That's pretty high.
On a success, you can move it in a direction of your choice. Any creature that touches it takes 4d10 force damage.
Maybe don't touch it immediately, but let me try.
I'm going to touch it.
Okay.
Okay. You just touch it, willingly touch it.
You flipped a coin.
Stupid coin. It's like, 2 I don't, 1 I do. It says it's only 4d10, so I can't die from it. Not that much. This get hurt really bad.
Sir.
That's right, I can't die from it, right? You just said I just take force damage because I'm not the brightest person. Okay.
Sure.
It's ouched.
All right, you reach out and you touch it, and just as you reach the cusp of the edge, like the what am I trying to think of? A black hole, the
Atmosphere.
Event horizon.
Thank you. Of the
Oh no.
of this sphere, you feel this like pull and this incredible pain as you pull back from it. You are gonna take 18 points of force damage.
I'm going to cut that in half because I have uncanny dodge.
You can't uncanny dodge it if you're willingly putting your hand into it, my dude.
Watch me.
No, you take 18 points of force damage.
Ow.
All
I
right,
don't like that box. Chad, come carry this.
All right, make one more for me.
A 4.
Okay. I'm waiting for this list to load again, so I'll let you know in a second. So you take that. Hilda, do you want to identify the bottle too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just go and tell you what it is.
I got lots of first level spells that I never use.
Yeah.
I
It is
18 damage, Chad.
it is a potion of storm giant strength.
Ooh.
So, what's that do?
Could be as strong as those creatures we fought.
I think it gives you a strength of 28. Or
So I can
24.
go from a 6 to a 28 before I arm wrestle Chad.
I mean, you wouldn't have that much of an advantage.
I don't want
It's pretty beefy.
Oh, sorry, 20,
strength things.
29 for storm giant. So strength of 29 for an hour. And lastly, You find a scroll in the last one you open up, and it is a spell scroll of true polymorph.
It's a treasure map. Yeah.
A treasure map that can transform a creature fully into something else.
Hey, so we can just be like, hey, Arbiter, boom, become a Jabber.
I mean, it might be a little harder than that, but I like this plan, actually.
Infinite
It's an
cosmic
idea.
power, teeny tiny living form.
Teeny tiny. You could make him like a itty bitty mouse or something. Wouldn't that be so cute? We could hold the arbiter in our little hands. Okay. All right. Creepy sphere is hard to move. Could be useful.
Chat's pretty strong.
It's you can't move it with your hands. You gotta move it with your mind. So it seems like a thing that we could potentially use, but I get the feeling that only some of us would be able to move it.
I think it's just going to be huge.
Exactly.
Think yeah.
Can anybody get close, even close to 25? Was it Arcana check?
Arcana, yeah.
Yeah. No? Nope. Okay.
Can't
Might
even
just
roll that
You
high.
get close to it.
I can roll a 24 max.
Oh man. Okay. I want to try just one time and see if I can move it.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
All right, step back. I've never tried this before. And it might come straight at my face because that is let's see. Arcana. Well, dang it. 22.
Okay.
Goes straight up my face.
On a failure, the sphere moves 10 feet toward you. Which I'm just gonna say probably just lurches straight at you, and you make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay. Let's roll this one. Dex save. That is a 10.
Yeah. So you're gonna take
Smacks you right in the face.
14 points of force damage.
Oh my gosh, it's funny.
You jump out of the way, but not before it's able to just clip you enough to shred part of your arm.
Can we just put that
Technically,
one
we
back?
can still move this thing.
Can we just put that one back in the box, please?
Yeah, I don't.
How far away do we need to be from it to try and move it? Because we could just...
I don't know. I haven't dealt with one of these before. But
you have to be within 60 feet of it.
Oh,
So-
see, look at that. It's just saying 15 feet away, can never
Stay
hit you.
back.
And we just drag it along.
You know what? Let's just pretend like we never saw it.
Okay. That's boring.
What, we got this awesome potion that makes you very strong.
Which we give to
And-
Chad or Jules, because I don't use strength for anything.
I don't know, and you might ever need some to be extra strong. And then
Never.
it's true polymorphed. I might have to look at this. Because I think
Goodbye, Twilight Dragon. We're just going to put a little
I think I
butterfly.
can learn a spell from a scroll.
You can.
I think I
as
have
a
to roll
wizard.
from it.
Uh,
I'm trying to
yeah.
remember.
I think because you are able to you have spell slots of that level
Yeah.
and or of that can cast that spell. You can just cast it.
Okay.
You don't have to roll to cast it. You can also learn the spell, but you'd have to spend all that money and stuff.
Yeah, because it's okay.
Maybe
Wait.
worth it.
What level is this
Possibly.
spell?
Ninth
Oh, it's
level.
9th. Oh, it's a big one.
But also, like I've seen it theory crafted, you can just turn the entire party into dragons
Yeah.
forever with it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. That happened in a prior campaign.
What? What?
Read up on it later.
Yeah,
Oh
you can
my
permanently
gosh.
turn someone into anything.
Yeah, because it's okay. Well, let's
Bye-bye,
hang
beholder.
on to this. Yeah,
Is it a save or it's just not?
could be useful. Let me look.
It's a save, and then you have to maintain concentration on it for an hour.
And then it like
So we're playing
settles and
Protect
becomes
Hilda
that.
for an hour.
Sorry.
Protect Hilda for an hour. Yeah, I don't think the arbor's going to let us do that to him.
Probably not. You can also put objects into creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. This is a cool
Everything
spell.
is dragons.
Everything is dragons.
That boat is now a collapsible dragon. What size dragon do we?
Well, it has to be a challenge rating of 9 or lower. I don't know what a dragon is. Probably like 100. I don't know.
You do a baby dragon, a young dragon.
Oh my god!
I want a baby dragon.
So Mizar says, starts leading you back up to the chambers above, and then closes that vault entrance. The steps kind of slide back into place, covering that passageway down into the vault, and he heads back over to the pedestal where the body of the giant emperor is at. And you see him reach over and he picks up a satchel that has some objects in it, kind of shoves a few things into it, and then slings it over his back and says, all right, well, let's go with this magical teleporting boat then.
All right, everybody aboard.
The thing with this boat, the
Captain Hilda's boat.
person who's never been on this before has to do a dance.
We don't
just
have
like
time
behind
for the
Finn,
traditional
like-
dance, Finn.
The traditional, but traditions. Okay.
How they if we don't follow?
All right, where are we going?
Well, at least back to our guild hall
Have you ever
first,
met
I
a
would
god?
imagine.
Going
before?
to.
I thought we agreed we weren't going to tell anyone else.
I thought
Didn't
we already told this
tell
guy.
him what happened?
We did.
I don't know. We've been here for 17 years.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
we've
know.
told him that they're living with us.
It's been a while.
All right, so then maybe we won't have to make formal introductions or nothing.
I'm confused. Let's just go home.
Okay. Let's see. I have to do it. Teleporting us back. Hey. All right. I gotta roll for this again, huh? Right? But it's different because I am very familiar with.
Yeah, you are very familiar with this location.
Okay.
You spent months there.
So the odds are way better.
Actually, no, you're going to a permanent circle.
Oh, I can just
because
go there.
guys-
You're right.
Yeah, you can just go to the circle.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can just do it. So yeah, you everybody loads up into the boat, and you
That's a traditional dance.
Hilda
Yes, why don't I
finishes
show you
cast-
him the dance so he can learn it? Someone has to
It's the
teach him, Finn.
waltz. It's the waltz.
With yourself.
And with that, Hilda finishes the spell,
Yeah.
and there is a crack, and you all vanish from the spot and reappear in your guild hall.
Welcome to Quildun.
Oh, is that where we are? I haven't been here for a while. Is this where the box is?
No, but it's close by
Nearby.
the last place we knew where that group was operating.
Right.
That was before we went to hell.
It's
Right.
also our home, so don't break anything.
This place
I'll try
in
not
hell.
to.
No, technically, we do own 2 cities in hell.
Someone
I
has
thought
probably
we
moved in
probably
by now.
Yeah. Seeing how things were organized there, I'm sure that vacuum did not exist for very long. Okay, so we got to track down wherever Sareth and everybody went.
Did we warn the gods about Azon?
The gods about Azon?
But
They went and took a nap. We didn't tell them, like, hey.
I mean, they know
They're
a lot of
probably
He's got his
things.
head in disguise.
Yeah, it'll be chill.
I'm not omniscient anymore, so.
Yeah. I'm sure.
No, Gethys definitely knew we were hanging out with him, though.
Yeah, I think they probably know. I think they know who Azon is.
Does Azon know about them?
It's better.
Matthias probably filled him in.
Yeah.
They're here to take me back.
We're gonna go back, and everyone in Quildoon is gonna know that the gods are living in our house.
Recruitment will go way up.
Just a line of clerics and paladins out the door and down the street.
Oh, can I take the gods to see that lady which doesn't like me?
No, you cannot take the gods anywhere. We are not taking the gods places.
Come on, it's really cool. Just be like, oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they do want to see the city.
Oh, that lady.
Experience
come
being
on.
mortal again and all.
She didn't like me, and if I rocked up with all 6 gods, I'd be like, so what up?
But that is something that Matthias and Azon can take care of. We have other matters to attend to.
Yeah.
So-
How do we want to go about doing this?
Sneak these gods out one night. We get the town.
No, I mean about finding Krelok and Seraph and whatever.
This may just be conjecture on my part, but I feel like, and I can't check back through my notes, but that there was some vague way we set up of like, hey, if we maybe want to get in touch with you, this is how we do it. But I could just be making that up.
I think you may have, because you're all like, you're meant to be dead, so keep a low profile.
I mean, I can just try to call him.
All that.
Yeah, you could do that.
Keep in contact with arch enemies.
Yeah, I mean, you know where the portal was, the entrance over here in near Quilden.
Yeah. But didn't they say they were gonna like stop using that?
Yeah, they had mentioned changing the password.
Yeah, okay.
But
we
if
gotta
you-
go do that dungeon all over again.
I mean, I
You
can
almost
try to.
died that one time, Chad. Remember that?
Yeah, but that was like 13 levels ago at least.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, I can just sort of try to contact one of them if we really want to go that route.
Okay.
Contact who though?
I don't know.
The beholder and be like, yo, we need to catch up, bro.
Maybe they'll just tell us where they are.
It's Sunday lunch. We have some vital information that may help them become better beholders.
Yeah, here's the thing though. I'm an exceptionally bad liar.
Maybe
Question
just
is... Go ahead.
I mean maybe just tell him that we want to see him. We
Not technically a lie.
Do we group call?
No.
I don't think you can pass the phone around like that.
I wish I would just sort of hand it to you and say, here, you talk to him. But, you know, that doesn't have to be the plan.
Do we reach out to Krillok or to Sarth?
Which one of them hates us less?
Probably Krillok.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
He's like a giant
Probably-
evil floating
well,
eye.
I mean we almost killed Sarah though, from what I recall.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did tell me that because you're like, here's Seraph. We almost killed him. And then that explained why he didn't like you.
Yes.
Okay. So, if Krillok wants a reason for a meeting, say, you know, we have come into information that your associate, and we'll need to, I guess, make this less verbose. You have something that we want. We need to.
Was that
discuss
because you
terms.
know what the spell is or a knock against me?
No, I know that the spell has limits. You have that fancy headband. You know better words than I do.
Chadathan?
Chadwick?
But that we know his organization has an artifact that we desire. And we
I mean,
would
maybe
like
we could
to
just buy it off of
negotiate
him.
for it.
Maybe we just not tell him what it is and we just offer to.
We could trade
it
him
off his
that
hands.
sphere of annihilation for it.
So, you have something we want. We want to negotiate a price.
Yeah, but when he goes, what, through, or how, you'll be like, yeah, you have the source of all magic and power and can undo.
Yeah, no, let's
I'm not
not
going to say
mention
that.
part.
He's got a
Just
lot of
describe
stuff.
the box.
Can they read minds?
Not as far as we know.
If they can read minds, it's not.
I mean, at
Don't think
least
that
he'll
much. Don't
probably
think
find
that
it
much.
interesting. long as I don't have to lie.
It'll be fine. You got this.
I'm gonna
Super
go
And
say
you are now
goodbye to all-
inspired.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go say goodbye to all my friends before the world unravels.
I cast a spell and then a beholder just appears in front of us.
Oh,
All right. So what do you
just
say
use
with
your
your sending
3D
spell?
bottle.
I guess I'm. How many words is it? 25?
Mhm.
I'm not
25.
going to count. As in as few words as possible, I am going to cast a spell and say. Do they know it's me? Hold on. Creature hears messages. My recognizes you as the sender if it knows you. Great. Don't have to waste words on that. And say that he or Sareth has this box. Drop 3 or 4 adjectives that I know to be true about the box, and say, we want to meet to make a deal for it.
Sarah box trade? Question mark.
Except question mark is 2 words, so I just go, eh?
Or you just do like imply the question mark? Sarah box trade?
Try to be as clear as possible. So yeah. Boop. This is a bad plan.
You get a response after a few seconds. It says, I'm aware of the box. I'm interested to see what you have to offer. You know how to find me.
You pass this information on to us.
Yes.
She just want to reply, Matthias? I'm sure.
We're
Oh,
not
then I have
giving
to-
him Matthias.
Gonna have to cast a spell again.
Are we resting before we go there?
Well, I guess we got to figure out what we're gonna give him in return. If he's expecting something.
Suggestions? Question mark.
I mean, my suggestion was to kill him.
Make sure that the box is actually there and the real thing first, or we risk losing it forever.
Okay.
Do you want to learn true polymorph first? Like write it down and study it.
It's gonna take me a while. This is
We've been teleporting a lot.
very
and I think
complex
that's all.
runes. This
you
is
need my
gonna take
help?
me. Hang on.
That says true, and that says polymorph.
No, I mean the runes. It's a little more complicated than that. It would take at least 16 hours. No. Yes, 16 hours
16 hours.
if I want to learn this spell, and like 500 gold pieces.
That part isn't so much an issue, but
No, but this time, and I don't know if we have time for me to properly learn the spell. Which is a
Or
shame.
it's a one-off.
That's all enough. That's the thing about these. They're very useful, but it takes time to sort of figure out the details of how someone has transcribed this spell and all the details of it.
I think we at least need to rest for you guys to get your spell slots back.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. We have been transporting around a lot.
Now,
lately.
as characters, do we have any idea magic doesn't work when the dude's looking at us?
I think we talked about it before,
I can't remember.
like a long time ago. Some beholders have the ability to cancel magic. Some of them have other abilities.
It's more, would I have any idea if my gun would work instead? situation.
If there was any sort of magical or anti-magic field, no, your gun would not work.
And none of my pack weapons would.
No, because those are magically created.
Okay, I think we need time for you to at least buy a basic rapier. Wait, I should still have my one. In my storage chest somewhere, most likely.
Sure.
You're not magical one, yeah.
Okay, I will do.
Yeah, I mean, we could wait and head out. Maybe we could let the gods know what we're up to. Maybe they might have some ideas or advice. I don't know. This is
Yeah,
this
let
is
them
new
know,
to me.
right.
Talking to gods. Jules, do you have any tips?
Hey guys, we gotta fix up your fuck up. Bye.
They've never talked back.
Good
I'm
point.
to get to know him. Just go on. Just go talk to him. Maybe get his autograph.
I mean, I think that would be a
Get him.
first. How many?
Sign
other-
your amulet.
I mean, I can speak to him.
We should probably let them rest. They didn't look too great. Man, I just wish I knew what. I mean, I guess in general we know what the Arbiter is doing, but the specifics. He's trying to unmake everything. I wonder where he's starting with.
The area we were, he was tearing that down. It was complete darkness.
Oh,
It's like
Right,
a dragon
just
with,
starting with the
wings that
dawning
look like
city.
stars. Yeah. Why not?
I wonder how long it takes to unmake a plane. Till he comes to this one.
Well, if we don't hurry, we're probably going to find out.
But we have a fork that can take us to any plane.
Yeah, you also have a cleric with limited spellcasting ability. You do know
Yeah,
it's not the forked rod that does it, that it's
I'm
me,
pretty certain
right?
that it is. Pretty certain it's the forked rod. Could you do it without the forked rod?
No, but the forked rod won't do anything without me.
I could find another cleric, but they'd still need that forked rod. So, common denominator is you are the chosen one and super amazing. And don't smite me.
Yeah. See what happens next time an archdevil knocks you upside the head. Oh no, find
What happens
another
next time I
cleric.
haven't gone out an hour?
Did you just get darker in here?
It's night time. Off to bed.
Anyway,
Sensing some shade.
are we sleeping or are we just... What are we doing?
I don't know. What time
Have
of
we
day
made any
is it?
decisions?
What is anything? What is life?
I don't know
back
what
at
time of
the-
day it is. It's
at
late
some point.
afternoon.
Yeah.
How far away is this cave?
Not very far. A couple miles outside the city.
Yeah.
Or well, the teleportation circle or the portal that took you guys to his cave is outside of the city.
Yeah. We don't know where his actual location is. Just the portal to get there.
Yeah,
Could be anywhere.
could be.
Leave it in the morning.
Hmm?
Get your spell slots because you may need to teleport us away quickly.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I could maybe only do that one more time. Do they?
Jules may need to have some strong healing.
All right. Well, then maybe we will rest up and hope that the world is already not gone when we wake up.
If it is, we wouldn't know, so
Good points.
So you guys all head to rest up for the evening.
Yes, maybe check in, let the recruits know that we
Yeah.
have more recruits.
Yeah, everyone sort of. I don't think you'd tell everyone that
Guests.
no one knows that they're gods or anything, but
Yeah.
you know that you have
Jack
guests.
would. I'd let
Okay.
Our family's in
Um,
town visiting.
So you all do whatever you need to rest to kind of wrap things up here. You get everybody situated. Everybody's doing fine. Gethys is out in this looking at Pocket and the tree. having a little conversation. The rest of you are.
It goes like how?
We'll do that next time. I have a limited amount of time. There's one thing I want to do before we go.
Okay.
As you are all getting ready to sleep and heading off to your respective rooms, Jules, you are heading back to your rooms, and I think somebody has pointed Mizar to someplace that he can stay for the evening. And he's coming past you in the hallway, and as he passes, he says, sorry, I have a question for you. This thing, the Arbiter, I think you said, the one that did all this, if we can stop this, is anyone in danger? Right? Do you know what he's going to do? What?
I mean, if he succeeds, probably, destroy the universe as we know it, or something.
And this, the box, the source, you think you can stop it?
I think we have to. So yeah.
This whole thing would have been a lot easier, I guess, if I hadn't let it go.
Well, that's not what happened. So.
Right. All right. We'll stop, and that sounds like a good plan. I'm gonna head off.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Stopping things by throwing myself against it is sort of the way I've dealt with everything. So it's as good a plan as any to me.
Well, it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're gonna go with us or fight with us or whatever it is you're gonna do, there can't be a lot of this, like, what if I had done better, what if I hadn't done this, what if I hadn't done that. We need your whole head.
Yeah. I'll get it together. I just haven't been around people for a while. I'm gonna get some sleep.
She worth it?
Yeah. Yeah, she was.
Then no regrets.
Right. And he goes to walk past you, and as he does, you hear him whisper under his breath, "I'm sorry, Camilla." And he heads down the hall. And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight. I'm going to put on some music while all the dabbing is happening in the background.
Heck yes.
We'll come back to resolve that for anyone out there who might not understand what's going on, and see what happens after that moment. Stay tuned to find out. We will be back this time next week to continue the story. I think I said this last time, but we are kind of wrapping things up. I think we've got about 4-ish sessions left before we kind of conclude all this. So got a lot of stuff to do. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and thank you guys for playing. And check out all of our other streams this week. Like I said, we will have we'll probably have a Destiny stream tomorrow afternoon around 4:30. So come hang out for that. We'll announce it on Twitter when we're going live, or join our Discord. You get links there, live updates. We will have on Thursday the next session of Tidefall. And then, on Wednesday, the next session of Tidefall, and on Thursday, the next session of All Myths Are True, which we're also kind of wrapping up too. I think
very, very quickly.
Penultimate episode?
Maybe.
So we'll see. But we'll be back then to continue. And then obviously on Saturday for the next episode of Saturday Nights. I think that's it. Anybody else have anything they want to add? No? Okay. All right. Well, we will see you all next time. Enjoy the new year, because we will not see you until 2020. And until then, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Internet.